the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun that would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all tryna make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
This a Batman tool, I promise you. This shit lit, cuz. This shit lit, alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. I already know what it is. 140 for the rubber.
They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. It's a problem, tell them pop on. I die for I let my colors fly, boy. For a nigga take me, they a drop dead. AR, clean them up like a mop pig. Say he cool, he bad, he really so tough. They like, damn, look what he did to Billy go rough. Little bitch think she Kiki Palmer, silly hoe. She know I'm that bull, but I ain't from Philly though. From the city where they sing about that ribbon like petty poops. Know them niggas plotting, gotta deal with me. Yeah. can't catch me slipping, got the steel with me. Just left Alabama, bought a chopper from some hillbilly move. He made my feel the blade, leave them all bruised, come through like a plague. Rebel off the leash like a dog out the cage. Call me Johnny Blaze on One West Main. Watch your step get stretched like a limousine. So my brother bring that blade back wet, that's my enemy. A little nigga, this that cold, need to talk. Niggas know I got blood in my cup, I just sip it like it's grenadine. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. On your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it'll never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Tell them niggas good night, here come the bitch. Look, told them niggas get right or get left. UPK bad man, I pin to your flesh. Hellboy, rip the soul out of dead man shit. Got the rate, the power, I been a showstopper. Yeah, they might hate, but I know they gon' watch. Zone on lock, and you know the flow prop. Iced out, got the drip out of David Jones lock. Know I got the plan, they say that you the man. No shit, Sherlock, I'm the one you heard about. Burn down the building, let them all watch. Throw that One West up, then I swerve out. Sick with this shit, I do not need a detox. He don't watch a step, blow him out them Reeboks. We taking over, I'm sending the word out. Can't see me, little nigga, I put you in a bird box. Look, it's One West practical, gladiator, maximal. Creep on them slow, but that Glock 5 rapid. All I want is more power, more straps to blow. Ain't got excuse for no car, he gon' have to go. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. On your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it'll never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out.
Right at it. What you talking about? Bars on.
One West Forever.
Hear the hunger in my voice, they used to tell me to speak up. The problem wasn't what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't make it? Kept it 100 with everybody, but they just gon' change. I ain't get caught up in the hype, cause I ain't feel like I made it. Couldn't picture me here now, but here's your moment to frame it. And I ain't never understand that self-entitlement spirit. I felt your vibe, I don't wanna get near it. Before I made the appearance, I took a second, took a look in the mirror. This God, Lord, the only thing that I fear. Y'all got me fucked up. This all passion, it's tradition, it ain't fashion. It's no action, they make threats and it's still passing. I think massive, no respond, that's still tact. Y'all should quit rapping. Cheap shots, I'm cinematic. I ain't average, I'm an overthrow fanatic. How I go, you lose and win like asthmatics. I got first, that's automatic. I'm the best in my division. In the ghetto like the pigeons, in the hood like the engine. You a bird for that chicken. I don't fake split decisions, cause my mind made up, nigga. We in the end of time, but my time ain't up, nigga. When I was young and running wild and wide-eyed like a cabbage patch, I had to get it as vivid, adapted to my habitat. It's certain shit I won't do, certain shit you can't prove. My shit sound like a payday, yours like more when the rent. If I had $1 for every dime you counted, I would be broke. Watch it be close, got a better chance, boxing the ghost. And they know I'm raw, and they know the squad, and I'm feeling lost, still in charge. I don't make it follow, I follow the law. Standing tall like they hear on March. I just got a call from my bro, he behind the wall, he told me let it off. Niggas lying for some cat, I got a different line in me. Everybody intimidated, I got that guy in me. You get focused on them dimes, I'd rather keep my nine with me. Help me get this off the ground, just know you won't fly with me now.
Nigga, I'm trying to make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' be the deal. Y'all out here looking like fool. Home
Yeah.
the truth. I ain't never had to choose.
I'm tryna get beamed up, man, y'all tryna make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like food. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Tryna get beamed up, man, y'all tryna make the news. I ain't playing by the rules. I've been trying to play it cool, but that ain't gon' pay the bill. Y'all out here looking like food. Home of the truth, y'all ain't never had to choose. Tryna get beamed up.
Okay. Homie, I've been...
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or a sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him, say, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Where are you? Don't mean I can't find you. It means like who is this nigga? But where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham wa Aidya Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al when it's joined with something means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
Right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz, his name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had printers on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.
Alright, let's get everybody up in here. Alright, Shalom, Lord Christ, Shalom, Lord Christ, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Barakatham to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Alathan Bashim Yahushai to all the sisters. We are the ISUPK, started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, on the commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been teaching our brothers and sisters, all so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, who they are according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Their biblical identity. Every nation on this earth knows their history, knows their identity, knows their language. But blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans have had their identity stripped from them, had their history stripped from them, like their language and all the customs they used to hold have been stripped from them, and I'm saying, and given the customs of the oppressor, and that is by design. You know what I'm saying? But since 1969, the ISUPK has been returning blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians back to their original, you know what I'm saying, your original culture, your original customs, which are found in the Holy Bible. Those descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, you are the descendants of God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? Of the children of Israel. All right. Now, this class, you know what I'm saying, as you saw throughout the class, we have law classes, history classes, you know, brother classes, so on and so forth, scripture breakdown. All right. This class is the Lashawan Qadash. All right. This is where I teach brothers and sisters how to speak, read, and write biblical Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? The language we spoke fluently before, you know what I'm saying, we were captivated, you know what I'm saying, before we were, you know, led into slavery, had our language beaten out of us and taught English, French, Creole, Spanish, Portuguese, all the languages we speak today. All right. Shalom to everybody that's on the live. I see Ayala, Kayala, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alatan Bashim Yahushai.
Yahshua Alapah Bashim Yahushai.
Mosiah Christ. I see a couple in the comments as well. Angela Rispers, Manaima. We got Olivia Arnold. We got Ira. We got brother Daniel from London. All right, we got who else we got? Bada bing, bada boom. We got Kwame Da, you know what I'm saying? Marisa. All right, shalom to all the brothers and shalom to all the sisters. All right, Lord in Christ. The while for y'all for tuning in. All right, so as I like to start every class, and I see a few people have done it in the comments already. If not, let me see. Yeah, I see Kwame Da. She stated her registry, right? Kwame Da, Bathia Hawada, Bathia Shala. Okay, I would like to get you both to state your registry for me. I'm going to start with Ayala on the top.
Ayala Bath Banyamyan Bathia Shala.
Most High in Christ. So Ayala, Bath Banyamyan, Bathia Shala. Okay, over to you, Kyla. Most High in Christ. So Kyla, Bathia Hawada, Bathia Shala. Okay. All right, let me put this up on the screen also. So if there's anybody that might be new to class and would like to know how to state your registry, all right, I'm going to show you on the screen right now. Bada bing, bada boom. Share. Okay, the way you state your registry, you'll say your name. You'll say Ban if you're a brother. You'll say Bath if you're a sister. You'll say your tribe in the Hebrew, then Ban or Bath, and then Yasha Allah. So, for example, for myself, it would be Ra'al Ban Yamyan, Ban Yasha Allah. Okay, Ra'al Ban, son of Benjamin, son of Israel. Okay, that is how you state your registry. Okay, all right. Hold on, let me check. I see some more registries coming in. Put them up on the screen. Mosiah Christ. I see Marisa Bath Banyamyan Bath Yashala. Mosiah Christ. Ira Ban Banyamyan Ban Yashala. All right, perfect. I was like, I be sharing my screen, but it don't be automatically popping up like it usually does. Hold on, let me put this up on the screen. All right, if anybody was wondering what I was just talking about, again, you can see how to state your registry right here. All right, your name, Ban or Bath, your tribe, Ban or Bath, Yashala. Okay, so as you see, you know what I'm saying, these brothers and sisters putting their registry in. We have some Judites, you know, some Benjamites, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. I see the sister here, Manaima or Manaima, Salakia. All right, Bathia Hawada, Bathia Sha'ala. All right, so a daughter of Judah. All right, Most High in Christ. So, without further ado, all right, tonight's topic is, do we have free will according to the Bible? All right, I'm going to answer that question in tonight's class. All right, the first thing we're going to do first is translate a scripture. So we're going to go through reading a verse in the Bible. Hold on, let me do this real quick. All right, so we're going to go through translating and reading a verse in the Bible. Okay, so the verse I'm going to have you read is Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 9. All right, so let me scroll down so I got both Hebrews. Okay, so I'm going to take it part by part, right? Part by, all right, I'm going to have, let's see. I'm going to keep it in the order of the thing. So I'm going to have Ayala go first. All right, Ayala, could you read me this first part right here, this first phrase?
Khan.
For sure.
Let me just...
Say again.
I haven't got it yet.
Okay, no sweat. Hold on. Also check my connection. It's giving me low bars. Give me 1 second. All right, that should work.
Yeah.
If you need to go do something, Ayala, you can go and handle that. All right. Okay, no sweat. I think she has to step away. Okay, I'm gonna give the first one over to Kyla. Okay, could you read me the first word, Babkusha? Not the first part is correct. The last letter. You want to do the last letter again?
Ha ayad thaya.
Ha ayad thaya. Right? Ha ayad thaya. Perfect. Okay. Ayala, do you need to step away, or are you to
Onto up.
Okay, no sweat. I had Kyla read the first part while you were away. So the first part was Ha ayad thaya. Okay, so I'm gonna have you read the second part. All right. So remember, with the Hebrew, just take it down there syllable by syllable. And what I'm trying to do also is I'm gonna type out the Hebrew and the English letters for you. So as we go along, you can see how the verse is read.
Bakam.
So Bakam, exactly. All right, well done. So we have Ha Ayad Thaya, then we have Bakam. All right, let's scroll down a little bit right here. Okay, so y'all can see. Let's go a little more. All right, so we have Ha Ayad Thaya, then we have Bakam. All right, let me make these. I had already typed it out. I'm just going to cover it so we go through it part by part. Let me just make the color blue so it's more obvious where the things are. Okay. All right. So Ha Ayataya Bakam. All right, Kyla, could you give me the next part? Hayawam. Okay. No sign of Christ. So Hayawam. Okay. Ayala, could you give me the next part?
Hashmayan.
Not Hashmayam, because the Shah has a that singular connector underneath it. So you'd say
Ashar.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Ath Hashamayam.
So Ath Hashamayam, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
So Ath Hashamayam. Okay. Okay, Kyla, could you give me the next part?
In the next part, sorry.
Yes, if it's connected. Ka, yeah.
Arataza?
Wa'ath ha'arataza. Exactly. All right, perfect. So Wa'ath ha'arataza. Go this part as well. All right, that's all together. Okay, so Waha, it's like a Wa'ath ha'arataza. Okay, right. So let me get, hold on 1 second. Okay, we get the second line We're going through this. Does anybody recognize any words that we've read so far? Just so while we go through translating it, which we're gonna do after we've kind of read it all through. Does anybody recognize any of these words? Go ahead. Which ones do you recognize? Okay. Yawam, which means what? Okay. Awesome. So we have Yawam, which means day. And what does Hayawam mean? It means the day or this day. Okay. So Hayawam is typically translated as this day, which is another way of saying today. Right. And in this verse, it's going to be this day. So I'm actually go ahead and translate that from Kyla's memory. Well done. All right. So this day. Okay. Are there any other words or phrases that you recognize? Anybody? Go ahead.
That word has only one meaning, right?
Yes. As far as I'm aware.
So lucky, sir.
Heavens. Exactly. Go ahead, Ayala.
I just recognize your one.
You recognize Iram as well. All right. And Yawam means day. Okay. Well done. And Kyla also recognized the word Shemayim, right? Shemayim, which means heaven or heavens, right? It comes from the word Mayam, which is water. Then you have Shah, meaning pertaining to. So like the heavens, you know what I'm saying, is in like space is the same as the waters on the earth, right? So you have the heavens. I'm gonna put the verse will be just translated as heaven, but you can translate it as the heavens. It would be the same thing. Okay. Are there any words or phrases anybody recognizes? Go ahead. Aratas, which means what? Earth. Exactly. Right. Exactly. It's good you picked up on the context as well, because we had Shemayim right before it. Right. So if we're talking about heaven, Shemayim, Wa Arataza or Wa'ath Arataza or Wa'ath Ha Arataza, but the real word we're looking at is Arataza. It's going to be in this context, earth. Right. So and earth. So let me bold this real quick. Right. Most High in Christ. Okay. Perfect. So are those so we already have like 3 phrases out of the first line. All right, Most High in Christ. Okay, so let's move on to the second line. So who read the oh, I had it up to here, right? Who read Wa'ath Ha'arataza? Okay. Ayala, could you read me this next phrase right here?
Hakayam.
Say one more time.
Hakayam.
Bakayayam. Exactly. Right. Well done. Bakayayam. Also like Hakayayam, I should say. Right? Hakayayam. Okay. Kyla, could you read me this next phrase? Wahamawath. Exactly. Right? Wahamawath. Okay. Over back to Ayala. Could you read me the next part?
So lucky, sir. Which one are we doing?
The one after, so this word right here.
Nafathayam.
Nathathaya, right? Perfect. Right. Also, shalom to Shalom Naha and to Zapwan. Shalom. Yeah, Bashim Shabda and Yahweh Shemala Bashim Shai. Okay, so Nathathaya, right? Nathathaya. Perfect. Kyla, could you give me the next phrase? Lapanyaka. Perfect. Okay, let me get the next part. So right here, Ayala.
Okay. Ha'araka.
Say one more time.
Ha'araka.
Okay, so it'd be haba. It's like I might need to turn my volume down. It's a little loud on my side where it's distorting the audio. Okay, could you say it one more time for me, Baba Kusha?
Cotton. Harayika.
Are you saying haba or hawa?
Haba.
Haba, right? Haba raka. Okay, exactly. Well done. So habaraka or ha baraka is how it would be more said, right? The ha would be the preposition. So ha baraka. Okay. Kind of like, could you give me the next phrase? Waha kualala. Right? Exactly. Waha kualala. Okay. Now let's we'll finish off this line so we get the next two phrases. Okay, so Ayala, could you read me this word or this phrase?
Cotton. Wabakara.
Wabakarath. Exactly. All right, Wabakarath. Like it should be down here, right? Wabakarath, right? And Kyla, could you give me the last part on this line? Bakaya yam. All right, exactly. Well done. Okay, so now in this second line, does anybody recognize any words or phrases or any root words or phrases?
La'a.
La. Okay. Oh, go ahead. Panya. Okay, so we have panya in La Panyaka. Okay, what does panya mean?
To face.
To face. What are some other meanings of panya? Behold, not necessarily. So panya could be your physical face. It could be to turn and face, or it could be in front of somebody's face, right? Or like in the presence of, or before, right? You're right in front of me. You're before me, right? So those are the meanings of panya. Okay, so we have la panyaka, right? Meaning before you, right? Or in front of you, right? So you know the ka at the end would be, would be like la would be like 2 or 4. Panya is like in the presence of, so it's like to be in the presence of, and then the ka at the end is you, right? But you could short that. That's like the transliteration. The translation would be before you. I've done something to be before you. Okay.
Still like you, sir.
Go ahead.
Just about the title. What is a will?
What's a will? A will is a matter of fact, let me look up the definition. All right, will definition. Let's look this up. Okay. Bada bing. Biblical definition. Hold on. Okay, we'll go right here. In the Merriam-Webster dictionary, it's the desire. Hold on. It just cut me all the way down to the bottom. Man, let me hit up Oxford Dictionary. So we get the clear meaning of these words, right? Oxford Dictionary, will. Man, come on, son. It just rejects everything. Okay, will. Let's get it. All right, will. So we have what's a different definition? Will as a noun. Good night. There we go. Okay. Will, the ability to control your thoughts and actions in order to achieve what you want to do, or is a strong, determined desire. Okay, so that's a different definition of will. But a will is more like a desire to do something. Okay, like a desire, a will to do something. Like it's what you want to happen. Right? I think the Merriam-Webster dictionary was better, had a better definition. It was just tripping me up. Let me see, where does it give not the legal document? Yeah, what somebody wants to happen in a particular situation. Okay, that could be a definition, right? So it could be my will to go to camp tomorrow. That's what I want to happen, right? It could be my will. Go ahead.
So what would it mean in the context of the title?
In the context of the title, so the title, we're discussing free will. Okay, free will. Now, free will is a Christian concept. It's a Christian concept, which means that you're able to. What if I get the proper definition of free will? Hold on. Let me just get the Merriam-Webster definition. Okay, it's a voluntary choice or decision, right? Like you have the free will to choose perhaps what outfit you want to wear today, right? You had the free will to make that decision. Okay, but in Christianity, the way they use free will is you have you have free will if you want to keep God's laws or if you don't want to keep God's laws. Like that's how they use it. So those people who are criminals or those people who are sin, they say, well, they had the free will to choose to do those things, right? But specifically with free will, right? Free will is a right here. It says freedom of humans to make choices that are not determined by prior causes or by divine intervention. Or there was another one where it's free of outside intervention. I mean, it doesn't have anybody saying trying to influence the decision, meaning you should do this or you should do that. It doesn't have anybody saying if you don't do this, I'm going to harm you or something like that. Those circumstances wouldn't be free will, right? But Christians think that they have the free will, and that's why every Christian goes around, sinning and doing all types of things because they think they have the choice to do so. But according to the Bible, you do not have the choice. You do not have the free will to sin, right? Another thing Christians will say is that, everything is predetermined, meaning that, it's already written exactly what it is you're going to do. And anything that you do or choose to do, it was already pre-decided. That is also not in the Bible. It's not just pre-decided whether you're going to sin or not. It's not pre-decided whether you're going to be weak and eat pork or whether you're going to be weak and steal from a brother or harm another brother or sister, right? Those things are not predetermined. You make a choice, but it's not a free choice, right? And that's what we're breaking down in this class, okay? All right, so let's get back to let's get back to right here. So we had also shalom to the young man, all right? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbarakatah. Okay, no sweat.
Shalom, Yahweh Shabbarakatah.
No sweat. All right, so what we're doing is we reading and we're going through Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 19, right? So we just read the first and second line. Ha-ayataya bakam hayawam ath hashamayam wa ath ha'arataza ha-kayayam wa ha-mawath nathathaya lapanyaka ha-baraka wa ha-kwalala wa bakarath ba bakayam. It's like a ba kayayam, right? And what I was asking if is there any words here that any brother or sister recognizes in the second line. So we did the first line and we now into the second line. So we had Kayala recognize the word panya, right? We broke this part down, right? So la panyaka would be like before you or in front of your face. Okay. Does anybody else, or is there any other words or phrases that anybody recognizes?
So
Go ahead.
for Barakat, is that like another version of Barak, or is that a whole different word?
That is a version of the word Barak. Well done.
I remember before you.
Before La Panya, right? Well done. Go ahead, Kayla.
So it's to bless. I see before blessing.
Blessing, exactly. Right? Blessing. Okay.
So
go ahead.
Did you want like the ha's and the why's and stuff like that, or just like the other words?
Well, in this case, it would be ha, meaning the. So it'd just be like the blessing. But a lot of times, like when we're translating, you don't always need to use the word ha. It's just used in the Hebrew to almost almost signify that we're talking about a noun, right? It can be used in that instance. But the way we would read this, like, or in the English as we translate it, it would just be blessing, right? Like I've set before you or something before you, the blessing, but you just say blessing, right? Okay. Is there any other words or phrases anybody recognizes? Go ahead.
Baccarat. That's another version of just like Bakar.
Bakar. That's exactly right.
I recognize the word, but when I went through my notes, I realized that that's not the word for behind. It's like a different word.
Yeah.
But I do recognize it. I just don't know.
Okay. Go ahead, Ayala.
I remember you want.
Yawam. Yeah, Most High Christ. Yawam is a word which means what?
This day.
It means day, right? Day. Or Hayawam would be this day or today, right? Most High Christ. Okay. If there's anybody as well, if you recognize what a word means in the Hebrew, right? I've seen a few brothers and sisters putting in words like wa bakarath or ba kayayam or atha. If you know what that words mean, put it in the comments. Just type in the meaning, right? So as Kayala said, right, she recognized the word bakar, right? Bakar. Bakar is a word which means to choose, right? It means to choose. So we have wa bakarath, right? This phrase means it could be and choose. In the verse, wa is a word that can mean a bunch of things. It's like a continuation. In this context, go ahead.
What would chosen mean in Hebrew?
Say again.
What would chosen be in Hebrew?
Chosen in Hebrew would be, I believe it would just be bakar, right? Matter of fact, let me look up the word chosen because I remember when we went through. Matter of fact, I might have it as a list when we went through bakar. I'm trying to see if I had it in terms of, right, bakar can be to choose. You see right here, right? We are God's chosen people, right? So the word for chosen here is bakar. So bakar is how you'd say chosen, right? It could also be the word choose as well, right? So it's good to have all these notes, you know what I'm saying, right? While bakar, all right, we have here, and where's bakar in this verse? Yeah, bakar and choose, right? So bakar is a word which means, there's different words if it's a verb or if it's a noun. If it's a verb, it means to choose, or I guess chosen would be an adjective, right? But it goes to show, the same sounding word in different contexts can mean the same thing. It could be chosen, to choose. I don't know if it could be used to say like choice or something like that, but you'll get the point, right? Let me go back to where we was at. Right? So wa bakarath, right? It means and choose. Or the word I'm going to use instead of and, I'm going to put therefore. Right? Therefore, choose. Okay. Right? Is there any other words or phrases on the second line that anybody recognizes? La'a? Ayala, the young man? Oh, I think the young man dropped off. Hold on.
Heaven.
Heaven. Most High in Christ. And how do you say heaven in Hebrew?
Af.
Go ahead.
Af. Hashem.
Carry on.
Af. Hashamayim.
Right? Hashemayim. Okay, so heaven in the Hebrew is really just Shemayim, right? Okay, so the Ath Hashemayim, the Ath just lets you know what the verb applies to, and the verb is in this phrase, but we're gonna get that later, right? So something, and then it relates to heaven and earth. Okay, right? So aside from that, there's no other words or phrases in the second line. I'm gonna move on to the third line. Okay, so who read Bakayayam? Was that Ayala? Or was that Kyla? I believe you did as well.
Me.
Well, damn. I don't sweat. I'm gonna give it to who wants the next word? Well, damn, y'all answering at the same time too. I was gonna give it to whoever answered first. All right, I believe, from what I recall, Kyla did the last one. So I'm gonna give this one to Ayala.
Lama'ain.
Lama'ain, right? Lama'ain. Well done. Okay, Kyla, could you get the next phrase? Sakaya. All right, perfect. Sakaya. Okay, Ayala, could you get me the next phrase? Say again. Asa. Right? Asa. Okay, well done. And then the last one, Kyla, could you read us the last one?
Zoraika.
Zoraika. All right, excellent. All right, hold on a second. All right, Zoraika. Okay, Most High in Christ. So that's the third line read. Okay, so does anybody recognize any words or phrases from the third line? All right, I know we had somebody in the comments. Ira said this word right here, Atha, is you. That's correct. All right, the word Atha means you. All right, so I'm gonna put that in.
Is that pronouns?
Yes, that's the subject pronoun. So that's like in those words where it's like you, I, he, she, so on and so forth. Right?
Okay.
Well done. Good job for remembering. Okay. Is there any other words anybody recognizes? Go ahead.
Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin. Go ahead. What does ma'ayin mean?
I don't know if you would say it different in this verse, but I have intent or purpose.
Exactly correct, right? So la would be to, so it's like to the intent or for the purpose, right? So I'm gonna put for or to the intent. I'll just leave it as, I'll put it as that. Hold on, bold it. To the intent, or it's like you could read it as, a lot of times in the Bible it's translated as that, right? Like I did this, that you, or I what's an example I could use for my I went to sleep early so that I could wake up tomorrow for camp. You feel what I'm saying? You would use ma'ayin as like for the reason, right? So that you would use la ma'ayin, right? To the intent that I woke up fresh. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you'd use ma'ayin, right? But I could just put to the intent. Go ahead, Ayala.
I remember Athar from the salute button, but I forgot what it meant.
You said athar? Oh, I just put the word athar. So like, yeah, I meant to put you, right? Athar is a word which means you. Okay. And is there any other words or phrases anybody recognizes before we go ahead and break down the whole thing? Go ahead.
No, there's two more I have.
Go ahead.
This kaya is that the kaya that means like skill or?
That would be kayal, like virtue, right? The word virtue or skill, might, that word would be kayal, right? But the word we have is kaya. Okay. Reminiscent of Ayala's, younger sister who's named Kaya. That would be the same kind of word. Okay. Are there any other phrases anybody knows or recognizes?
So like you said, this isn't a phrase that I know, but what does kaya mean?
What does Kaya mean?
Khan.
I will break it down in just a moment. I'm gonna have Kayala give us the word that she recognizes, and then we'll break it down as we go through the verses, okay? As we go through the verse, I should say. All right, go ahead. You said Zerai, Kayala? Go ahead. Zerai means seed, right? Okay, so we have Wa Zaraika, which would mean what? And your seed, right? And your seed. Okay. Of course, referring to your children, you know what I'm saying? Your seed, your offspring, right? Okay, cool. So far, we've got a good bit already translated. All right, well done for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I can see y'all, recognizing and going through the vocabulary. This is very good. This is what we should be doing, like even as we reading verses. Like say you're a brother that reads the Sabbath service verses, you want to be able to pick out keywords and key phrases you remember. You want to have those committed to your memory. So as you're reading a verse, you recognize certain things. You might not know every word. All right, you almost definitely won't know every word, especially early stages. But as you go on and continue to build up your vocabulary, you'll get familiar with certain words. And as you're reading a whole sentence, you recognize parts of it. And sometimes you can even, from that part that you can figure out other parts through context. Right? But what we're going to do now is go ahead and start translating the whole thing. Okay, so the first word we have is, or the first phrase we have is ha ayad thaya. Okay, so we all know ha is a preposition. All right, so what I'm going to do it similar to a style I've done before, where I put like the root words here and phrases here. Okay, so the root word in this instance is in is I wide. Let me do something real quick. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna share my whole screen so I can put the Blue Letter Bible on the other side. All right, so share screen, entire screen, and let's do this. I could do it in the Blue Letter or in the hold on. All right, share screen and then put it on this. All right, can y'all see the can y'all see both screens? Con? Okay, no sign of Christ. All right, so we have right here a root word IWAD. Okay, so let's get IWAD. That's the root word here. And what does IWAD mean? Let's go into it. Okay, IWAD is a word. Let's see, Strong's info. It means to duplicate or to repeat, to protest, testify, to reiterate, so on and so forth. Right? So testify, witness, record, right? So this word, you would use this as like testify, right? So I'm gonna put the main definitions, which are testify, to protest, to witness. I use witness. Go ahead.
It's supposed to go from Iwad to Ayad.
That has to do with I believe the Ayad, I think, is causative. It's one of those things. Now, I still have some studying to do. I don't know everything about the Hebrew, right? But the ayad is. Let me see. Let me go back into the verse, right? Because it'll give a little bit of right here. Okay, we have the verb, the stem. The type is perfect, meaning it's being completed. So it's past tense. That is signified by the thaya, right? So that's the what's the word? That's the addition. That's something you would add to a verb to say I did something, right? Now the other part, the ya right here, it doesn't really clearly say what part that is. Now, what is this hifil? I don't want to confuse. Right? Oh yeah, here's right here. Hifil usually expresses the causative, right? Yeah. So that's what it was. I had a feeling it was, but I didn't know off the top of my head, so I didn't want to say something, right? So it expresses the causative, right? Meaning you cause something to happen. Like you could say, like the word cut, right? Which is karath. You could say I cut, which would be karathaya, or you could say I caused to be cut, right? Like you could cause something to be cut, but you didn't do it yourself, right? Like you might give the order, right? And in that instance, you would use, I don't know if it's always like a ya, like where you would usually put like in between the first and second letter. Like I know in the present tense of a verb, you put a wa in between the first and the second letter, right? But with the causative, I want to do a bit more research on that before I do a lesson on that. I was actually trying to do the research to do a class on the verbs like causative and like passive verbs, but I didn't quite grasp it in time, and I don't want to teach something I'm not sure of, right? But the ya has basically something to do with it being causative. Okay, so it's I caused this to happen. Okay, so we know from the thaya that it's the perfect tense, and in Hebrew there's imperfect and perfect. Perfect means the action's been completed. Imperfect means it hasn't yet been completed. So that would be for your present and future tense, right? Okay, so we have iwad, which means to testify, to witness, or to record. Okay, then we have as the phrase ha ayad thaya. I'll split it up like that. Now, I didn't really do it like that in the verse right here, but it lets you know this is more to do with the root word. We have ha as a preposition, and thaya is what makes it past tense, right? So this phrase would be like I I caused, or I in the translation, it's translated as I call to record. Let me see. I call, yeah, like this right here. I call to record. That's all in the first phrase, right? So I'm gonna put I call to record, or it could be I cause to testify, right? Or I call to record, right? That's like that phrase, how it's translated. Okay. Then we have, so let me put this here. So I call to record, right? And another way you could say I cause to testify, right? So on and so forth, right? Then you have bakam, right? Bakam. You have kam would be the root word here, which really kam isn't really a root word here. As even if you go into the here, where's bakam? Let's see, bakam. It will give you the root word athar, right? Which so bakam is a word which means really like ka means you, kam means you all, right? If y'all remember from like for example your possessive adjective, like who something belongs to, right? If you had kam, this was your bayaf kam, this is your house, right? So on and so forth. So I'm gonna just put kam here, which means you in the plural sense. So I'm gonna put PL, basically like a way of saying y'all, right? Then you have bakam, right? So ba is a preposition which can be in, on, or with. In this context, it's gonna be on, right? So I'm gonna put on y'all. I call to record on y'all, right? Then you have, so put on. Just formal. I put on you all, right? I call to record on you all this day, right? Ath. I guess hold on. Become. This saying I call heaven and earth to record this day. Right. Okay, so it's saying like here where it says against you, that's another way you define ba, right? Ba can be like on, in, on, with, or in some context against. So this would be the bakam would be the against you, right? Against you in the plural sense. PL, right? So this would be actually against you. I call to record against you this day. Against you. And let me do this again in the plural sense. All right. And then we have this word ath. Now the ath again signifies what the verb applies to. The verb we're talking about is the calling to record, right? So I call to record, what's being called to record? Heaven, right? So ath hashemayim, which is the heaven or just heaven, right? Wa'ath ha'aratazah, and the earth or and earth. Okay, so we know, let me put so shemayim. So I should put Yuwam, right? Yuwam is day, right? So these are things we already kind of went through. We have Ha Yuwam, which means this day or today. All right, hold on, today. Then you have, I'm not going to put Ath, but you have Shemayim. Shemayim, which is heaven. All right, let me actually go into the word Shemayim to get Kaila's question, where if it would have any other meaning. Okay, Shemayim, outline of biblical usage, heaven, heavens, or sky, right? It could be something above this, in the sky or above the sky, the heavens, space, so on and so forth. Let me see if there's any other word like right around it. Usually if you go to the left or go to the right, if there's any words that are the same. Hold on, what did I just do? Let me add. Okay, it's been added, no sign, Christ. Okay. All right, Shemayim. I wanted to go, usually let you go to the, yeah, there we go. Right here. All right. No, Sham, Yakar, Shemayim. If there's any other word like Shemayim, no, Shamayan. Right. So Shamayan is just another way of saying Shemayim. Okay. But yeah, that would be its only definition. Right? Shemayim meaning heaven or sky. Right? But in this case, it's the heavens. And then you have here Arataza, which is earth. Okay, so we have for the context, I'm not going to put Ath here, but Hashemayim is just basically like it's kind of like a way of signifying now, right? You would pretty much just be defined as heaven, or you could do the heavens, right? So I'm gonna put heavens, heaven or the heavens, and then Ha Arataza. I'm gonna put the earth, or the earth. Okay. Right. Then we have Ha Kayayam. Right. Now we get into Ayala's question, where she asked, "What does Kaya mean?" All right. So hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can make the line smaller. Because I don't need all this extra space. Usually, unless you do it, maybe I need to select this, the second to bottom one. Man, come on. I guess not. I'm not doing that individually. Never mind. Never mind. Let's carry on. All right. Arataza, earth or the earth. Then we're on to Ayala's question, right? So the root here in, what was it? Ha Kayayam is Kaya, right? So let's get that word. Let's go back to the verse here. Keep going back. All right. So we on, what is that? Hakayaya. It's like Hakayayam, right? The root word here is Kaya, right? It could be Kaya or Kaya written like this, right? Which is a verb, okay? The verb here, so I guess, hold on. I guess it's sent. Give me 1 second, because this is said before you. Where we at? Right, Arataza, Ha Kayaya. Right, let's get this one. Okay. So the root here is Kaya. Okay, which means, get into it, it means living, alive, or life. Right, living thing. Right, so Kaya means life or living. Right, and then you have, so Ha. Go ahead.
I think I have it on. Is it on the 100 most common verbs?
What does it say on there?
Says different. Yeah, she's on it. Says live.
Okay. Could you show me, what does it say? It says live, right? Yeah. Kaya means to live, right? As a verb. As a verb, it means to live. Okay. All right. So it's like I keep trying to, do a little bit of extra stuff, but I don't need to do that, right? So we have Ha, then we have Kayayam, right? So Ka-ya-yam. Now the yam, that would be the plural, right? The plural. So we have Hakayayam, which would be like life is in abundance, right? I've set before you life, as in, you can do these things like the law, statutes, and commandments give you life. The law, statutes, and commandments, following them will allow you to live, will allow you to have a life of prosperity, right? Now you can be alive, but there's alive and then there's living, right? There's being actually alive, right? Like you could have, the people that are alive today, but they're living in sin, those would be spiritually dead. They're alive, but they're not truly alive. These brothers and sisters you see in the ISUPK, which keep the law, statutes, commandments, we would be actually alive, right? Like spiritually alive. Okay, so this would here be translated as life, right? Then we have here wa ha mawath. This word mawath, or really would be math, from what I remember recently. That wa, I believe, is something the Jewish man added, right? Let's see right here. Math, mawath. I'll just leave it as it is. All right, it says mawath, but this is a word which means death. It's the opposite of kaya, right? So this would be like life, or just life, really, but through context, right? And then you have mawath. This is a word which means death or dying. Okay, or for the YouTube or TikTok, unaliving, right? Just make sure I don't get flagged on YouTube, right? Then you have, so mawath would be and death. Okay, then you have, so let me put this here. Let me add. All right, no sweat. So I can. Okay, hold on. I see there's some comments on here too. It says, Salakia, the ones on the left is a little too far. I'm on a 65-inch TV. Okay, is it Tawab now? Let's say the words on the left are too small. Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, hold on. Let's see if I can zoom, make these words a little larger. All right, that should work now. Okay. Move this over a little bit. Okay, is that better? Let me know if that's better. Ira. All right. I'm gonna move these a little over to the right. Okay, so after mawath, we have nathathaya. All right, now with nathathaya, the root word here is nathan. Okay, the root word here is nathan. Who can tell me what nathan means? Go ahead. To give. Right? To give. Okay, so nathaya. Again, this the ya at the end, this signifies past tense. So this is something that I've given, right? Or in here it's translated as I have set. Right? Let me go into it. So it could be like Nathan, you could use it to give, to put, right? Bestow, grant, to put, set, put on, to be given, right? Let me put to give, put, or set, right? So I'm gonna put that's basically its most common definitions: to give, put, or set. Now in the context of the verb with nathathaya, it could be, you could really use either, right? I've put, life, like it's like life and death I have put, or life and death I have set, right? So I'm put, it's in the versicle, it says I have set, so that's the one I'll put. Okay, nathathaya, I've set before you, right? So life, life and death, I've set before you. blessing and cursing. All right, so I haven't got to that point actually. So I have set, then Lapanya is before you, Ha Baraka is blessing, and then Waha Kualala be and then let's get Kualala right here. Kualala comes from Kualal, which means to curse, right? So right here in Kualala, it'd be cursing, okay? Blessing and cursing, or blessings. Hold on, blessings. How does it do it? How does it let me read how it does it in English, right? Blessing and cursing. Yeah, or you could put it as blessings and curses, right? It's kind of the same thing, right? So let's pause. We've done life and death. We don't have set. We have baraka or baraka as blessing. We have sorry, before I do that, let me put panya, right? That's what we'd be on panya, which means we put face, to face, or before, like before the face of somebody. Okay, so then we have la panya ka, which would be before you or before your face. Okay, then we have baraka, we have kualala, just cursing or curses or cursing. Okay, and then the ha baraka and ha kualala means the same thing. So I'm gonna just copy this. All right, blessing. Well, really, this is waha kualala. So it'd be blessing and cursing. Okay, then we have wa bakarath. All right, so wa bakarath, which comes from the word bakar, meaning to choose. Okay, so let's get bakar as the root word, which means to choose. And then we have in the verse, what's it? Wa bakarath, and choose, or therefore choose. Let's put therefore. Okay, so with everything we've just said, I've set before you life and death. So therefore choose. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna read on. Hold on, make this a little wider. Okay, so therefore choose. Now we on, right? So ba kayayam, right? We know this word here comes from the word kaya, meaning life. We have ba as the preposition, meaning on, in, with, or against. In this context is basically going to be on. Choose on life, right? Choose life. Okay, you wouldn't necessarily need to say the on, just like in some instances in here, you would need to say the. But it's from the Hebrew, it makes sense to put it there, right? We're choosing on life. Okay, it's therefore choose life. Okay, so we have with the ba kayayam, I won't put it in there because there's not much ayn, right? Ma'ayn is purpose or intent, right? Then you have la ma'ayn, which is to the intent or for the purpose, right? However way you want to do it, right? I've put it as to the intent. We have tha kaya, right? So now we have kaya with a ha at the end, right? So let's get this word. It's pretty much the same thing, but this one is a verb. I think the previous one was a noun, right? So this would be more to live, right? This would be what Ayala would have read earlier, right? In the 100 most common verses. You have kaya, which is a verb meaning to live, right? Now, for Ayala's question, right? So the word kaya, it could be life, to live, in terms of like a name, like your sister Kaya. Her name would be like alive or lively, right? That's what kaya would mean, like in more the reference of a name, right? It would be like full of life or lively. You know what I'm saying? That would be the meaning of kaya, your sister's name. Okay. So we have kaya, then we have here thakaya. Right? Does anyone know what the tha does? We know tha is a preposition.
That also means like reason.
Tha as a preposition means you. All right, that's correct. All right, were you finished, or do you want to say more? Because I know the brother said Salaki, but you can finish if he wasn't done.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. No, it wasn't.
Okay, no sweat, young man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it means thee or thou.
Thee or thou, exactly. Which in modern English would be the same as like saying you, right? So tha meaning thou, right? And then we have kaya. Kaya means to live. So tha kaya is basically the you live, right? Or you may live is how it would be like translated, right? So lama ein tha kaya, to the intent that you live, right? Or to the intent, I think it's defined like translated over here is that you may live, but you either do the same thing, right? It says, yeah, may live, right? To the intent, I'm gonna put just that you live. To the intent that you live. All right. So thakaya. And then we have atha meaning you and wazaraika and your seed. Right. So let me quickly put that in here. So we have atha meaning you. So there's really no need to put it on the other side. We have zarai, which means seed. Right? Seed, or let me go into it. Just get the word over here. Right, it could be seed, biblical usage, a man's seed being, offspring, descendants, children, right? So seed, offspring, right? Which is, literally by you can see right here the definitions is seed, sowing, or offspring. All right, offspring, that's in the P, right? Seed or offspring. Or I could put sowing on here too. Seed, sowing, or offspring. And then the phrase we have right here is an, it's wa, zarai, ka. So and thy seed. Okay. Is that all I think that's all the words, right? So the full phrase we have, the full verse, right? To read it, we have ha'ayadthaya bakam hayawam ath hashamayam wa ath ha'arataza ha kayayam wa hamawath nathathaya lapanya ha baraka wa ha kwalala wa bakarath ba kayayam lama'ain thakaya atha wa zaraika, right? You and your seed. Okay, so that's the verse, right? Now, this verse breaks down that you do not have free will. Now, what do I mean by that? Free will is something. Let me look this up again. Free will meaning right here. Right, let me get this one. Britannica definition. free will in philosophy or science, right? Really, it's philosophy. There's no, science to free will. Now you have a choice, all right, but you do not have free will. Let me get right here. What does it say? Man, I just wanted the definition he gave me right in the little preview. I don't want this extra stuff. I don't care for it. Let me jump right here. Free will in philosophy of science, the supposed power or capacity of humans to make decisions or perform actions independently, and what it would say is of any outside influence, right? According to the Bible, we as Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we do not have free will. He wants to tell me why.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
Do we not have free will because we don't have to be free, and if we're free, we'll be doing whatever we want and sinning?
That's true. Give her a hand. All right, give her a hand. That's true. Anybody else want to give it a shot also? Go ahead.
Because although we can choose, there's a consequence or outcome for either.
Exactly. There is what's known as outside influence. But first of all, you have a power telling you to do this and not to do this. So you don't have free will. Like free will is a decision where, nobody's telling you what you should be doing. Nobody's telling you should do this or you shouldn't do that. Free will would be those decisions where you could really do whatever you want. It's like, did I put a yellow on the big screen? Hold on. Go ahead.
Sir, I was just gonna add in my 2 cents. I didn't know if you was done talking.
Select. No, go ahead. Add your 2 cents.
I was gonna say, free will is you don't have repercussions or consequences after a choice, and that's what gives you free will. But because we do have, he said life and death before us, blessing and curses. So with that being said, we don't have free will because there are repercussions.
Exactly right. You don't have free will because if you do this, you will be blessed. If you don't do it, or if you do this, you will be cursed. There is repercussions for your actions. So there is also that side of influence. The Most High is telling you to do this. The men of the Lord, Moses, the prophets, Christ are telling you to do this. You could do the other thing, but you're going to be cursed. You're going to receive death, mawaf. You're going to receive that if you do the other thing. You do not have free will. It's like somebody putting a gun to your head and say, give me your money. Do you have the free will to either give or not give your money? No, because there is a consequence. If you don't give the money, you're going to be mawaf. You're going to be unalived. Right? If there was no gun to your head and you decided to either give this person money or not give this person money, that would be free will. You have the choice, the free choice. But if somebody is saying, do this, or something's going to happen to you, you do not have free will. There is no free will in that instance. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you do not have the free will to sin. You have a father. That's like being in a household. If you are, a child in your father's house, do you have free will, or do you need to follow your father's rules?
You need to follow your father's rules.
You need to follow your father's rules. Absolutely. All right. Well done, Ayala. As a child, we are children of God. We are required to follow our Father's rules. There is no such thing as free will. You do not have a license to sin. You do not have a choice to sin. If you do sin, you will receive death. Maybe not now, but eventually.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
So, if you don't have free will in the UPK, what if it's like a choice for you to give something to someone?
A choice for you to give something to someone?
Yeah,
like a gift?
Yeah, but not sinning.
That would be free will. Like you have the free will to give somebody, a gift or something nice. That would be free will. But when it comes to the law, statutes, and commandments, which is what many Christians use free will to say, well, yeah, God says to keep the laws, or Christ kept the laws, but we have free will, meaning we can choose not to. That's what you don't have free will to do. You don't have free will to not keep the laws, or you don't have free will to sin, right? But giving a gift or something like that, or, you know, you could have the free will. I could have the free will to, I'm going to say drink water, but I guess I don't have the free will to drink water, because if I don't, I'll die. I'll die from thirst. But I have the free will to pick up this item. I could have not. It makes no difference. It has no consequence, right? It is not, you know, a sin, right? Go ahead.
That's a choice. It's not free
Exactly.
will, it's called choice. But,
Well, exactly. But that would be like everything a choice. Like you have a choice to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, or not keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So everything is a choice. Like when Christians say free will, you don't have free will, because if you don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you will be cursed, right? That's why it's not free will. It is still a choice. You can choose to live, or you can choose to die. That's a choice. But a free will, like from what they're describing, is free will is a decision you make that's not determined by, you know, or an action you do that's not determined by any outside influence, right? It's nobody's telling you to do this or not do this. There's no consequence for doing it. That would actually be a free will choice, right? So keeping the law, statutes, commandments is a choice, but it's not a free will choice. Does that make sense?
Slacky.
Go ahead.
You did say that. No, I need more of an expoundment on this. You said that there isn't, predestination, and it's not in the word.
Right, there isn't predestination, right? Predestination is like one of those like those things that Christians use to say, I did this sin, but it was written in the stars, or I was already predestined to do this sin, or to do this, or to be that. The only thing Blacks, Latinos are predestined for is to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's it. To keep the commandments and fear the Lord, for this is the whole duty of man. That's the only thing that we are predestined for, right? But in terms of predestination, Christian will use, let me look up the term, right? Predestination meaning. It's a doctrine that God has ordained all that will happen, especially with regards to salvation. Hold on. Predestination in simple terms. Yeah, belief that everything that happens has already been determined by God. Meaning, I decided to eat pork this day, and it was already predetermined, because He has some master plan, and everything you do in your life is, you really don't, like, predestination is the opposite of free will, or the opposite of having a choice, really, because that's what they mean by free will, but it's not really free will. Predestination is the opposite of having a choice. Predestination is that everything you do has already been designed. It's already been set out that you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do that. There is no such thing as predestination. Go ahead, Ayala.
In Christian language, what does their destiny mean? When they say something about their destiny, what is the actual meaning?
Destiny is like the word fate. Like they say it's you know, destiny is like, I was born for this purpose. Like I was born and it was already laid out that I was gonna be this, or I was gonna be that. That's what destiny means, right? But when they say predestination, which is a word that spans from destiny, that's when they're saying that their actions, whatever it is that they do, it was already written that they were going to do this, 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 and this. It was not predestined that your Christian pastor was going to be a child abuser. He chose to do that. He chose to, you know, do that wickedness. And for that, he chose death, right? But there is no such thing as predestination. All those sins that you think you're doing, and it's just predestinated. Like if you unalived somebody and it was just, you know, it was just predestined that you were going to do this. That's not predestined. But you do have the chance to turn back to the Most High. You do have the chance to stop making the choice of death and make the choice of life.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
May I be excused?
Khan, you may be excused.
Yahweh Shema Alef Ba Shemi Yahshai.
Yahweh Shema Alef Ba Shemi Yahshai. Okay. So with that, there's no such thing as free will when it comes to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And there is no such thing as predestination. Most High just said, or you know, I don't know if it's Moses' word. Hold on. It was Moses, right? No, but I think it's Moses speaking on behalf of the Lord, right? He set before you life and death. He tells you to choose life. Now, why would the Most High tell you to choose life if every decision you ever made is just predestinated and you really have, you know, no choice or no say in what you do or what's going to happen in the end? You have a choice. You can choose life or you can choose death. All right? If that makes sense to everybody. All right, no sweat. If anybody's still confused, let me know. Let me check out the comments. Go ahead.
I wouldn't necessarily call it confusion, nor am I trying to be contentious. But
go ahead.
I'm just trying to understand what would the word be, because you know when the disciples were asking Christ, why is this man blind? Well, he was blind since birth, just so the works of the Father may be manifested. So what would we call that?
Mm-hmm. That would be, okay, in that instance, you could use that instance to say, I don't know if I would use the word predestinated, but he was made blind for that purpose, right? He was made blind so that Christ would do that miracle and heal him, right? But I wouldn't use that word predestinated. Mainly, I wouldn't use the word because it's Christian. I just, anything Christian, just don't even speak Christian. Don't think Christian. You use that word because the word is Christian, and it makes you think that, oh, the reason I did this is because it was predestined, just like the man that was born blind. The reason I was born with this lust for this and this lust for that is because it was just predestined. It's predestined that I'm going to fall victim to this and fall victim to that. It's not predestined. Unless the Most High says it is, which it ain't written in the books. It ain't predestined. There is no excuse. You know what I'm saying? You can choose. There are things that you've been through in life in ignorance. But now that you know the right thing, you choose the right thing. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Did that make sense? All right, Most High in Christ. What I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna set up for the second half of the class. We're gonna go through some vocab. All right, so let me quickly, while I set up, I'm gonna run a quick track. It's probably one that's like 2 or 3 minutes. You'll bear with me one moment, and we'll come right back in about 2 minutes. All right, hold on, let me play. So I get to choose the song. Yeah. Let's work this one out. Hold on.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this door, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part.
All right, so let's get back to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's share the full screen again. All right, so we're gonna be reading from the book of Leviticus. Hold on, I gotta click the thing, huh? It's right here. All right, the book of Leviticus, chapter 22 and verse 13. All right, so I'm in chapter 22. I'm gonna read from verse 13. All right, so we have wa bath. All right, so we know wa. Again, so as we're going through these things, if these are words you already know, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep writing the same word 10,000 times, right? But you, of course, want to write down new words you learn. You know what I'm saying? If there's words you don't remember, you can write it again because it will help to reinforce your memory. Okay? But you know, you don't have to keep writing the same words. But the wa would be like and as a preposition. We have bath, which of course everybody knows means daughter. Right? Daughter. Then we have kahan. Kahan is a word which means priest. Okay. Then we have kaya. All right, kaya. Kaya is a word, I believe we went over this before. It usually means for or because. So I'm gonna put because. It can also be, let me search this up if we did this previously. Kaya. I'm gonna do this here as for because. We'll be in here a couple times. For because let me do it the reverse way. Do and get the latest one of kaya. We had for because kaya was a different word. All right. No sweat. All right, let me just leave this here. Go into it. So because, or it can be used in some instances as when, if, surely, indeed, so on and so forth. All right. Matter of fact, okay, that, for, or when. Hold on. We get this one where we at, right? So I'm gonna be before. I mean because, right? Which is what's mostly defined as. We have when. So it could be because, when, surely, since. Where's if here? If 169 times, right? So I'm gonna put for because it's really the same word. So I'll leave it as because. I'm gonna put when, and I'm gonna put if. These are the most common. We got 409, 241, and 169. All right, so it's more commonly used as those three. Okay, because I spelled this clearly wrong. Good night. Because, when, or if. Okay, so that's kaya. All right, let's get back to the verse. Hold on. All right, then we have thahaya, right? Thahaya. Let's get this word, right? Okay, haya, which is a word. I'm going to get tha first, which is a preposition. Did I say that? Nope. All right, preposition meaning thou or thee, which is just, Old English for you, right? And then we have the word haya. Let me move this over to the left. I know there was a bit of issue with the size of the words. This is about, I want to make it, make it visible for everybody. So if you need me to zoom in, just let me know. Let me try and make this a little bigger and do it like this. Okay, so haya means to be or become. Okay, so thahaya would be like, you become, right? Or, in this instance is, if the daughter of the priest became a widow, right? So he says is, and then we have alamana, right? Or I think it's almana actually, right? Almana, which means widow, right? Comes from alman, which means forsaken. Okay, so almana means widow. Almana. Okay, means widow. is what it's defined as. Okay. All right. Then you have, right. So if she became a widow, you have wa gara washa. All right. So let's get this word. You're gonna have wa as a preposition. Garash. Garash is a word which means to drive out or to expel, to cast off, or to divorce. Right? It can be used in this context as to divorce somebody. It's to drive them out, cast them out. You toss them to the side. That would be divorcing somebody, right? To let's see which one I want to drive is 16 times drove. So to drive away or to drive out, not to dive, drive out, or put divorce. Okay. Right, so if she became a widow, you know what I'm saying, or divorced, or undivorced, and then it's wa zarai, right? So we have zarai, which is a word which means, you know, seed. We went through that earlier. In this context, it is used as a verb, right? A verb. This is a noun. Yeah, seed, offspring, descendants. So it's the same word. It's like it's zarai, not zarao. Zarai meaning seed, offspring, descendants, children. All right. Okay. So she has. Okay. So in this one it says wa zarai ayan, right? So it says, you know, if she becomes a widow and divorced and child ayan, or and seed ayan. Ayan is a word which means no or nothing. So she has no children. She has no seed. Okay, so ayan, like ayan is, for example, how we say the word zero or the number zero. It means nothing, right? Or none. So I'm gonna put the meaning of non-entity, nothing or naught. Right? Nothing or naught, which is, you know, another way of saying the number zero. Okay, so that's ayan, right? Then we have laha, which would be to her. So we have la as the preposition. La as preposition meaning to or for. Then we have ha, which is like the possessive adjective to say, you know, this is hers, or you could use it to say her. Same way laka would be to you, or lawa to him. Laha is to her. Okay, then we have wa shaba. I believe this comes from the root word shawab. Yeah, shawab, which means to return. All right, so let me get this word here. Shawab, which means to turn back or return. To return or turn back. Like to turn around. Okay, then we have al bayath. So al in this context is joined with something, so it means like unto, right? So al when joined means unto. Let me go into this word. Preposition. Yeah, so al used as like a preposition. I mean, it's usually, you know, followed by another word. So that's why I usually say like when joined with something. Right, so I'm gonna put al. I could really put as like a preposition. I could do that. It's not your one letter prepositions, but it is a preposition. All right. So al as a preposition means unto or into, towards, right? So to, into, towards, all the same thing. We put unto. It all encompasses that. Then you have bayath. Bayath, which is a word which means house. All right. Then you have Abba Yaha, right? Abba Yaha. So we have Abba, which is father. And then Yaha would be like of her, right? So her father. So she'll return to the house of her father. Okay. Then you have Ka, which is a preposition. meaning as or like. Then you have Na'ai Hold on, Na'ai All right, so Na'ai is a word which means youth. Na'ai War. Right now, Iwa is like youth or childhood. Okay, childhood or youth. Right. So we have Ka Na'aiwa Yaha. Right. So like in her youth. Right. Or like her childhood. Right. So if you have a woman that is, becomes a widow, as in her husband passes away, or her husband decides to break his oath and divorce her, she would return to her father's house like she did in her childhood, right? And that's the goes to show, as a child, a woman will live with her parents until she's passed to her husband. The husband now is, takes care of her. Her husband is who she would go and, live with. And if that husband dies, then you would return back to your father. And your father would now be, back in charge of you, back taking care of you. Okay. Then you have Malakam. All right, Malakam. So ma is a preposition meaning of or from. We have lakam, which is bread or food. Okay, we have abayaha, right? So food. So it's like the food of her father. Fa'akal would be she may eat. Right, so we have the word akal, which means to eat. Right, so she'll eat the food of her father. Right, instead of eating the food that her husband works and brings for her. In those days we were farmers, so a man will have a farm and bring home a lamb that day for everyone to eat. Right, but now she's returned back to her father. So her father's food she may eat. Right, but kal, right, but all. So we have kal, which is a word which means all or every. We have zar. All right, let's go into the word zar. Zar would be a stranger or a foreigner. Okay, so zar. Get into the let's see the usage. All right, let's wait some of those words. It's just weird on here. Right, zar is a word which means stranger. Okay, so stranger or foreigner. I'm gonna put stranger or foreign, like to be foreign, to be a foreigner, profane. Yeah, strange thing. That's fine. Okay. We have la'a ya'akal, meaning, you can't eat. Right. Then you have bawa, would be like on it, like you can't eat on the food of a stranger, right? Or an outsider. So she'd go back to her father's house. She wouldn't just start, she wouldn't just have any random man, come take care of her. That's what you see a lot of these days. Like a woman will leave her husband for some random man to take care of her. And that random man does what? You don't have no care for her. That random man is gonna leave her the same way. Right? In this instance, if you in that instance, if you divorce the man, I mean, you on your good night. Good night. You sinned against the Most High and you chose death. So like, if you want to choose to eat the food of a stranger, or be in the protection of a stranger, those type of things lead to death. And we've read the news plenty of times where some woman goes off with some strange man and then ends up in a ditch somewhere. Seen those things where a woman goes with a strange man, holes in her husband, gets diseases, that type of thing. Don't choose death. All right, a woman would return to her father, and her father would take care of her. All right, basically. Okay. All right, we on 8:59, so I'm gonna close out with the class on that. Let me see if the young man's still here. Con. All right, with that, I'm gonna pass it over to the young man. If you could do the matter of fact, real quick, tomorrow we have the Leicester class. All right, so tomorrow I believe I will say 5 p.m. Let me get the flyer real quick so I don't misquote it. All right, we'll be holding camp in Leicester tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be at the Clock Tower in the city center. And we also have the scripture breakdown class. Times is say 5 till 7 p.m. All right, at the ACC, the African Caribbean Center. We'll be in there at Leicester at 5 till 7 p.m. So make sure y'all pull up, ask your questions, and learn how to choose life. All right, learn that you don't have free will, and you're required to keep these laws, statutes, commandments. All right, with that, I'm gonna pass it over to the young man. If you could close out with the salute, Baba Kushara.
All right, Yasharallah, we're gonna give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Al-Madiam, which means to stand. Al-Madiam Shabbat. Al-Madiam Barak. Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Barakatam.
Al-Madiam Yad Yamata. All right, Yasharallah. We're now gonna have the sisters we're gonna give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Al-Madiam. Al-Madiam Shabbat. Al-Madiam Barak.
Yahweh Shema Lakan Bahashim Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Lakan Bahashim Yahweh Shai.
Yad Yamata. Class dismissed.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. All right, with that, Shalom, Israel. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all next week. The water for tuning in to both the brother and the sister. All right, Shalom.
Shalom, Yashar.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.